Hello, welcome back, my sewing friends. My name is Annette, and I'm sewing in Michigan. This is a Friday Sews style video, so I have a variety of things I'd like to share with you, and one of those is I just got back from seeing my daddy for Father's Day. He lives, oh gosh, about 350 miles away from here in a assisted living home that's near where my brother lives. So it's a bit of a journey to see him, but I had to see him for Father's Day, and he's 100 years old. He'll be 101 in September. My mom passed away a few years ago at age 92, so we are long lived in our family. A lot of people live well into their 90s, and my old daddy's working on 101, so I'm so blessed to still have him, and I go see him whenever I can. I hope this all finds you well. We've been having quite the heat wave here. We've had temps in the 90s this week. We've been having a few thunderstorms rolling through occasionally, but they don't seem to cool things off very much. So I am not a lover of heat, so I am staying inside where it's nice and cool. I just turned the air conditioner off because it was making a noise that I thought would interfere with the recording, but thankfully it's nice and cool in here. And that is my MO right now, is to stay indoors and stay cool. Now, today is the end of our Summer 1 semester at our university. The summer session is divided into Summer 1 and Summer 2, and each one is about 6 weeks long. Instead of one big long semester, it's 2 short ones. But the students do the same amount of work in those short semesters as they would do in a full semester during the regular year. So it's basically all of the work crammed into half of the time. So we're just ending our Summer 1 session today. I've been teaching 2 classes. Both are online classes. They're having their final exam right now, so I have to get final grades entered. I'm not teaching during Summer 2, but that doesn't mean that I'm off. I am a 12-month employee, or I'm on a 12-month teaching contract. And in the second summer session, I still have lots of things to do. I have to prep for fall, and I'm working on edits of the second edition of a textbook that I wrote. I'm in the process of writing another textbook. So there's plenty to do, plenty of deadlines, plenty of people still contacting me and saying, where's this thing and where's that thing that you're supposed to be turning in. And I'm also on some committees that are still meeting. So I am very fortunate that I can schedule my own time, that I can work from home in the summer, and it's a little less stressful than during the school year. Once things start back up in the fall, I know it'll be all crazy all the time. So getting some rest right now. You can probably hear Nellie scratching. She has a cardboard scratcher thing over here that she's going to town on. She seems to get the zoomies or the excitement right around this time of day. I already fed her, and now she's just burning off some energy, I guess. But anyways, I'm glad you're here, and let's talk about sewing. This top I'm wearing, it's another Onil blouse, and I will insert a little segment here of me modeling it for you so you can see what it looks like a little better. But I love this fabric. It's a very soft kind of chambray type fabric that, you know, looks like denim but is very lightweight. It's very comfortable. I needed summer tops, so I made this one. I also have 2 more Onil blouses cut out, one of which is hopefully going to be my entry in So Fruity, assuming I get it done in the next couple of days. But let me show you what this one looks like.
And Nellie has decided that these hangers belong on the floor and that they are toys for her because everything is a toy. It's Nellie's world and we're just living in it. Right, baby girl? Right? Right? Is that what you think? Is that what you think? Ooh, belly, 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 belly. Yeah, I know. I know. It's not easy being a cute kitty cat, is it? No.
So here's a better look at my new Onil blouse, and it's made from this beautiful soft light blue cotton kind of chambray fabric, and it has a pattern on it that is these brown and orange and beige kind of leaves. So maybe it looks a little autumnal or fall-ish, but the fabric itself is so lightweight and comfy that I love it. Uh, I was in need of summer tops, and this is my go-to pattern. Now, I have, as I said, two more of these cut out that I'm going to show you in a moment, but I'm also working on, here's another work in process for you, another daisy dress. And here is the bodice of it. And I wanted to show you this beautiful scroll fabric. It's kind of a beige background, and it has this beautiful scroll design in purples and blues and pinks on it. I just love this fabric. And I had quite an adventure getting this fabric. I had seen it in a Joann's and bought a couple of yards of it and brought it home. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. And then I decided that I really want a dress out of that. It's so pretty and I need a couple more yards. I went to two other Joann's in order to get this fabric. I had to buy a yard here and 2 yards there, and ended up going to 3 different Joann's to get enough of this fabric to make a dress. But I just thought it was so pretty and I was very determined. And disappointing now that Joann's has closed because, as I think I've told you before, when I would go on a road trip to visit my dad, there were 2 big cities I passed through along the way that each had a Joann's, and I'd always stop in those stores because although they had mostly the same kind of stuff that my local Joann's had, they would occasionally have different fabrics, or as in this case, they might have something that they were sold out of at my regular store. So it was quite a quest and an odyssey to get enough of this fabric for a dress, but I can't wait to finish it and to show you how that turns out. And I'll also show you my new blouses. Another thing I've been working on this past week that I will share with you is I've been doing some sewing for little dresses for Africa. I made 8 little dresses. I just shipped them off in a box today. So I ended up going to the post office and standing in line with my box to get those sent out. But that's really fun sewing for me. That's like my candy. That's in between the more challenging garments or garments for myself. They're very quick to sew up and give me a lot of pleasure to do. So let me show you the little dresses that I make before we get back into making the big dress for me. Here are the 8 little dresses I made, and I put them all in one photograph because they're all basically the same, although they're made from different fabrics. They're all made from quilting cottons or polycotton blends. As I think I mentioned in the past, I'm trying to sew down my stash a little bit, and I have tons and tons of printed cottons that I bought early in my sewing venture, and they're most suitable to projects like this. So each of these little dresses takes a yard of fabric in the body and then another about 1/3 of a yard in the sleeves. So you can see that some of them have sleeves that are the same as the main dress, and some have contrasting sleeves. It just depends on how much of that fabric I have. If I only have 1 yard of the fabric, then they have contrasting sleeves. But it's a very easy little pattern. It's self-drafted from a YouTube tutorial that I watched, and it's basically just a yard of fabric laid selvage to selvage, and some raglan armholes cut out, and then the sleeves are raglan sleeves as well. You just sew the sleeves on, hem the bottom, and then the neckline is an elastic casing. So it's 1/4 inch elastic that's very, floppy and stretchy, sewed into a casing around the neck. So it becomes a nice little over the head type dress for a little girl. Now, Little Dresses for Africa asks that you don't use buttons or zippers on these dresses, because those are easily damaged and hard to repair in some of the remote areas that the dresses go to. So elastic or ties is best for closures, fasteners. Over the head dresses are best. Cotton is best. Now, I know that many of you are probably planning to sew for Project Dress a Girl, which is coming up, I believe, in September, and which is, I believe, a similar type of situation. I was watching a video about Project Dress a Girl, and they had more rules or guidelines, I think, for their garments than Little Dresses for Africa does. Little Dresses for Africa accepts garments all year long and has a wider variety of garments that they accept. And I've been sewing for them for a long time, so that's why I contribute to them. I'm not trying to dissuade anybody from sewing for Project Dress a Girl. I think any sewing we can do for others in these ways is just a wonderful thing. And what a wonderful thing for a little girl to get a new dress that's handmade, that may never have an opportunity to get such a thing. So, but I know a lot more about the organization Little Dresses for Africa. So they take dresses, little girls' dresses. You can use any kind of simple pattern you want, any kind of fabric you want, although they do have recommendations. They do accept pillowcase dresses, which I believe Project Dress a Girl does not. But I don't use pillowcases. I use cotton fabric to make mine. They also accept women's skirts, which I've made a lot of those, and boys' shorts, as well as menstrual pads for the teen girls and young women. And on their website, they have a pattern and instructions for making those. So they accept a wide variety of garments in a wide variety of styles and fabrics. And what the organization does is they open up schools and build wells in remote areas. And when they go to these villages, they always bring enough clothing to dress everyone in the village. And if you read what it says on the website, the founder finds it especially important to dress young girls and women because sometimes they're prevented from going to school or engaging in other kinds of activities if they don't have the proper garments. So having these dresses can enable little girls to go to school, which is important. Also with the menstrual pads that you can sew, and I know a lot of people do those. It's just kind of a oval shaped item with quilt batting in the middle and serged around the edges with safety pins. A lot of the older girls, the preteen and teen girls, they can't go to school when they're menstruating if they don't have the proper uh, supplies for that. So sewing those pads also gives those girls an opportunity to stay in school because many of them would stay home from school during their periods. So what I like about this organization is that it helps to empower little girls, helps make them feel good about themselves, and helps to further their education along with the other good charitable work the organization does. So that's why I like to sew for little dresses for Africa, but I really encourage you, if you have the extra time and extra supplies on your hands and you're so motivated to do so, sewing for charity can be a very rewarding and satisfying thing to do. Here is my next plan. Uh-oh. Nope, nope, nope. These are the two Onil blouses that I am about to work on. Here is our project supervisor on duty. This one is for the So Fruity Challenge. I explained before that this fabric reminded me of grapefruit, pink grapefruit and yellow grapefruit. So no, that's mine. You can't have that. And since it's a square neckline blouse, I thought these buttons would be cute to put at each corner of the neckline on the front just to jazz it up a little bit. What do you think, Nellie? And then over here is another one I cut out. This is out of this red and pink fabric that I got at Michael's. I thought that was pretty too. So two blouses that I need to get going on. These don't take that long to sew up, so I'm going to get busy with that and hope to show you the finished results pretty soon. Okay, see you soon. And here is our grapefruit blouse all finished. Let me show you. It's very comfortable. It's very cute. I love it. You can see I put the little buttons at the corners of the neckline here. And my little helper here is with me. So she deserves half credit, I guess, for getting this made up properly. I love it. It's comfortable. It's cool. Yellow is not a color I normally wear, but mixed with the pink, I like it. The other Onil blouse, the pink and red one that I showed you, was already cut out. I did start on that as well. I got the neck facing done, but didn't have time to make both of them in one night. This did sew up in just like an hour though. It's a very, very quick sew. So I'm very happy with it, and it's going to be my entry for the So Fruity Challenge. Thank you for joining me for this Friday's sews. I hope you will give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you feel so inclined, and join me again very soon. Join us again very soon. Miss Nellie is always here too, eager to share her life with you. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Bye.